Hey everybody, Justin Lester, That Tech Pastor, and so I'm so happy to have you guys here with us on my channel. Don't forget, as we jump into this, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm sure you, like me, have seen so many large language models, so many different things so you can search, that you can utilize to, whether it's research, to do deep research, to work on all of that. And so I said, you know what, for this moment, for a couple of days, I want to take some time to actually slow walk through how to effectively set up and to utilize some large language models. So if you're a beginner, these videos are for you. If you are advanced, these videos might be a refresher. And for those of you who are all in on everything artificial intelligence, may this be a way for you to dive deeper into it. So today we're going to focus on ChatGPT. I want to define what ChatGPT is, want to engage with how to utilize ChatGPT. I want to show you some tips and tricks inside of ChatGPT, and then work through it. So if you have yours, be sure to open it up, get along with it. If not, save this video so you can utilize it another time, and make sure to look at the chapter markers and content markers so you can reference them as well. For sale on my website, I have a ChatGPT cheat sheet where I give you a cheat sheet on how to use ChatGPT for a low cost, and you can go there, and then as well as you can download my prompting guide. My prompting guide will help you prompt this. Let me tell you this, the tools are amazing. Your prompts make them great. Your tools are amazing, but your prompts will make them great. The tools are available. There's thousands of AI tools, but you can make ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini work for you by having good prompts. And so I'm going to show you some tips and tricks inside of ChatGPT. I'll also give you my custom instructions as well for sale on my website, and that way you'll be able to grab a hold of ways so that you can set up your ChatGPT, Perplexity, or your Claude in such a way that'll help you accelerate your life, replace some areas of your life, and all of that. So once again, I'm Justin Lester, That Tech Pastor. Like and subscribe for more. Today, we're going to break down ChatGPT. Well, let's jump right into ChatGPT. Here, once again, I'm Justin. So glad you guys are here with us. Let's go right into it. This is the interface when you log into ChatGPT. Now, I have the plus version. I don't have the free version. I have the plus version. So there's some things on here that you'll see that you won't be able to access if you have the free version. But I have the plus version of ChatGPT. Now, shameless plug. Well, actually, I'll show you that later. So let me walk through a couple of things in this interface, the user experience, the user interface when you first get into ChatGPT. First thing you see here is what can I help with, right? So the first thing you see when you log into ChatGPT is what can I help with. You can see some very simple things on your ChatGPT page. If you have a profile, we'll go through this in a second. First of all, you can ask anything, right? So you can ask it anything, you can talk to it, have conversations with it. Let me give you the information on these buttons. The first one here is this plus sign where you can upload files and more. So this plus sign here, you're able to connect different apps, and the apps you're able to connect immediately are your OneDrive, for whether it's your personal one or your OneDrive for work or school. Now, if you have a business where you have Microsoft 365, this is going to be very helpful for you to have an opportunity to connect your Microsoft 365 directly to your ChatGPT, so you can upload those documents, have conversations with those documents. Secondly, Google Drive. I've connected my Google Drive, and so I'm able to upload directly from my Google Drive, talk to some things in my Google Drive as well, or you can upload from your computer. On the computer, I'm on my Macintosh right now. You're able to upload images. You're able to upload documents like PDFs. You're able to do that. On your phone, you're able to upload some other files as well, like small video files too. But on your computer, you can upload documents, PDFs, and images as well. There's a couple of different functions down here. You see the search function where you can search the web, and that is ChatGPT added this a couple of months ago. We're able to go into ChatGPT and actually search the internet. So if you're looking for news stories, looking for up-to-date things, you're able to search the web for that. Next is deep research. So you can see here more available in 2 weeks. I've used it. I've done a lot of writing, done a lot of researching, and done a lot of experimenting on this. And if you follow my shorts on my YouTube or my TikTok page or my Instagram page at That Tech Pastor, shameless plug, you'll see that I've done a lot with deep research. For anyone who's in ministry, deep research, I think, is an amazing space. The lexicon work that this thing did to help me with some sermons was beyond anything I could ever comprehend. It was amazing. And so deep research on ChatGPT is probably better. Once I get my deep research back in a couple of weeks, I'm going to show you guys the differences between DeepSeek's deep research, Perplexity's deep research, and ChatGPT's deep research. When that video is done, I'll link it in the show notes on this video whenever you see it. But there's a huge difference. I'm going to tell you this, shameless plug. ChatGPT's deep research is 10 times better than anything I've seen on Perplexity or DeepSeek. Also, you're paying for it. That's probably the reason why. These three dots you can see here, you can make images using DALL-E. Now, the trick with images, you can also tell it to create an image. When it comes to creating images, you got to tell it the size. It's going to not stay, in essence, it will not be in your memories. It will not be used to train their models. And they may keep it, it says here, for up to 30 days. This will just go away. I never use this. I think one of the major things about ChatGPT is you're trying to train the model and you're trying to train yours so that it's more current to you. And so I don't recommend using this, but if you're looking for an incognito mode on ChatGPT, it's right there. Let's go through our profile. So setting it up before we even start doing anything, here's my suggestion to you. You click your profile picture here and you see a couple of things. So I have tasks, which is a part of ChatGPT 4.0 with tasks. You have my GPTs, and that is the ones that if you're looking if you're looking for creating a GPT, and I'll go through mine in a second. You have customizing your GPT, which we're going to go through extensively in a moment. And then you can see here, there's two other things: downloading the Mac OS app, upgrading your plan, or logging out. I have the app on my computer. It's a fairly decent sized app to run, but I like it. So if you want to get the download the app, you can go right ahead. I don't know if they have it for other people, but there's no other way to go, in my opinion, than to have a Macintosh. So if you have another type of computer, that's on you. Let's go here to customize your GPT. You click your profile. This is a major part of training your AI model. The main thing about these large language models, they need to be trained on who you are. One of the issues I've seen sometimes is not just bad prompting, but in not knowing who you are. That's how you get individuals who submit job applications or write papers, and the papers and applications look all the same. The reason being, they didn't customize their GPT. Now, you can do this with every large language model that I've experimented with. We're able to customize and put information in on you. Let me show you how to do it. You click your profile picture, you click Customize ChatGPT. A couple of things here. What should ChatGPT call you? What do you do? What traits do you have? Anything it should know about you in advance. Walking through this, like for me, you can see here, I asked it to call me Justin, Pastor Justin, Dr. Lester. What do I do? Pastor, innovator, dad, husband. And what traits so these right here, what should it call me? What do I do? It literally is going to inform its responses. So if I start talking about church, it's going to respond to me and engage with me as Pastor Lester. If I say write an email for my members, it's Pastor Justin signing it off. And I'm acting as a pastor. When I start talking things about like things to do for my wife, things to do for my son, things I'm researching for them, it's going to talk to me like a husband. You can see the emotional traits of it begin to change, the language change. If I'm talking more academic, doing paperwork or research work, or engaging with leaders, it's going to call and work with Dr. Lester. That's where it speaks to what it calls me, right? When it comes to the different traits it has, this here, now on my website for $3.99, you can go ahead and purchase this, but I have my custom instructions where these custom instructions are so important. Now, I've trained this, I've been using this really since it came out a couple of years ago, more than most people have. And I use this for everything. It's on my phone, it's on all that type of stuff. Here's what I want you to understand. When it comes to the different traits that your ChatGPT has and the traits that it should have, it's all about you. So you can see here, for example, if I'm doing things on sermons, this is what I focus on based upon everything it's seen about me. So this is trained off of all my sermons. I have a template that I put together on custom instructions and traits that really might help you to make sure that you're able to make your own and make it more to yourself. More recently, it added this here, and you can see different things that it saw about me and also things it suggests. I've added some in where you can add in whether you're chatty, witty, straight shooting, encouraging, Gen Z, things of that nature. Anything else that you know about you. So this is where I put something in on tone and language, what words I don't like using. I hate AI words: unveiling, groundbreaking, unlocking, discovering. I hate those words. And so I put that in here. Don't do that. Avoid excessive celebrations of excitement. Don't use this is happening fast or rapidly evolving. I hate AI words. And then I also told exactly how to write my emails. Once again, on my website, you can purchase those custom instructions and take a look for it for yourself. This is so vital to me. This is so important. It's one thing just to log into ChatGPT and ask it some questions and get what everybody else is getting. It's another thing to tell it and train it exactly on who you are, so you're getting things particularly for you. All right? That's the first phase, to introduce yourself and get more personalized responses. So then once you're logged in, once you're in ChatGPT, as you're about to go, there's one other thing I want you to see here that's so important, and that's the different models. So ChatGPT, GPT means Generative Pre-trained Transformer, right? Generative Pre-trained Transformer, meaning a GPT literally is pre-trained on a set of data. And because it's pre-trained on a set of data, it's now going to respond to you using predictive modeling. That is, based upon you, based upon the research you're looking for, based upon your prompt, it's going to then begin to weight different things and then weight the words before and after its response. So if you say like, hey, I want to know XYZ on a dog, it's going to then think about you, think about what's popular, think about what's going on, think about your question, and then predictive analytics and predictive text are then going to give you a response. All it's doing is it's doing it really fast because of the data that it's trained on, Generative Pre-trained Transformer. What ChatGPT has done is that ChatGPT has a number of different models inside of it, and that you can see here that are available. We have ChatGPT 4.0, ChatGPT 4.0 with scheduled tasks, ChatGPT 4.5, ChatGPT 0.1, ChatGPT 0.3 mini, and ChatGPT 0.3 mini high, and there's others. I wouldn't recommend going into it, but let me give you an explanation on each one that makes them different. So ChatGPT 4 is an advanced model for complex tasks like coding and analytics. As you can see here, you don't really have it here. It's their legacy model, right? I wouldn't recommend going there. I don't think you need to go through there because 4.5 is pretty freaking amazing. ChatGPT 4.0 is a multimodal model handling text and images and audio with improved safety and accuracy. So this is the one where you're able to upload a lot more and get more data from it. And the conversational style with the advanced mode is going to be really good in ChatGPT 4.0. ChatGPT 4.0 with scheduled tasks. That's where you're asking ChatGPT to follow up later on something. So I've used this to be like, hey, remind me of XYZ, or this is a task I need to do later. This is a part of them. You can see their beta testing as they're experimenting again with AGI and artificial general intelligence, because their goal is to have this out in a couple of years. ChatGPT 0.3 mini is a free tier reasoning model optimized for STEM tasks. That's where you're going to start getting reasoning, and it's going to think for a second before it responds to you. You're going to see like 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds. You see a lot of people using these for math problems and engineering problems and coding issues. It's really good, right? ChatGPT 0.3 mini high. This is the one where I love ChatGPT 0.3 mini high, especially when it comes to writing and when it comes to things where I'm working through something in my sermons or working through something in a paper. 0.3 mini high is the premium space. So this is on the plus version with enhanced problem solving depth. This thing is incredible. And that's where you're getting more complex coding tasks, complex math problems, things of that nature, and even complex writing. So I've used this for research, used this for writing to help go through something, find variants, find things in there that I didn't really dive deeper into. ChatGPT 0.3 mini high has been a great space for me. And then ChatGPT deep research, I mentioned to you that earlier. You can get deep research to 4.0 and 4.5 or in 0.3 or 0.3 mini high. It's great for deep research. And I'll show you an example of what I did for one of the sermons that I wrote a couple of weeks ago. It was powerful. I didn't use it to preach, but it was amazing for the research, and it gave, I'll show you in a second. And then lastly, ChatGPT 4.5. So this is improved natural conversations, improved pattern recognitions, and it's reducing the hallucinations. ChatGPT 4.5, even on the plus version, you're going to get a certain amount of conversations a month, but the emotional stability and the emotional responses from ChatGPT 4.5 is so much better than I've seen in a very long time. So if you have 4.5, I recommend it. If you're doing things that require more of a human interaction, they're really working to make things human, whether it's human or robots or anything of that nature, I recommend using that for you. Now I'm gonna open the sidebar, and then we'll get into some prompting in a second. So one of the things I recommend doing is your projects. So I'll show you here. I'm doing one for I have text, speech, and such. So all my tech work, all the work that I've done for technology, I put into a project. As you can see here, I have project files. I won't open that up, but it's 2 of my books and some blogs that I've written. I have custom instructions, again, words I don't want them to use, things of that nature, how to engage with me. Don't tell me that you're AI, like very clear. One of the things I'll tell you about artificial intelligence, I say treat it like a kid that needs discipline. You really have to be frank and to the point. Don't be nice to it. Be frank and to the point. And you can see here, do not tell me you're AI. Do not say I don't know. Do not say this about System 21. Like all of this, very clear custom instructions that will help you make sure you get the better response that you need. In this case, that's where in this text, speech, and such, I'm going to choose my model. In this case, I'm going to do ChatGPT 4.0. And this is where in this project, it has all these chats in my project, and I can reference the chats instead of having to go through the entire memory. And I'm able to put more intentional project files that I can reference to have a conversation with, as well as custom instructions. So it's pretty cool when you have a project where you're able to segment it. If you're in Perplexity, it's spaces. So you're able to really put yourself into one space for people to have conversations with you, people to engage with you, and then you're able to be intentional about the information you're giving out. Lastly, I'll show you here. You can see the different prompt sheet, you can see the different days of the week that I've used this, and the ways that you can engage with this. You can see for me, I mean, this is just, I really kind of live here in ChatGPT. It's sometimes I worry about myself, but I kind of live here in ChatGPT. So I do want to take a moment before we get into some prompting that I want to go over some opportunities with deep research. And I want to explain to you what deep research does and show you an example of what I did with it. So on the screen now is what I used a couple of weeks ago. I'm preaching a series in my church on Philippians chapter 2, book of Philippians. And so a couple of weeks ago, I decided to use deep research to help me do some Greek lexicon work. And I want to show you what I did. So first of all, chat 03 mini high. And then I had a conversation with it. I said, please do me a favor. I'm preaching Philippians chapter 2, blase, and I had already what I knew God was calling me to talk about, but I wanted to get the Greek on it and I wanted to experiment with it. So I told it what I was going to do. And before it responds, what I like about deep research, before it responded, it said this is what I want. Like, this is a great sermon structure based on Philippians 2, 1-4. Before I do it, let's get some details. What do you want? Do you want a Greek word analysis? What's your explanation? Application, thematic approach, questions for reflection. So while it took, before it responded, this is a trick you can use with all of your prompting as well. Before it responded, it gave me this, and it forced me to make sure I was able to give some clarity to its response. I said, cool, this is what I want: in-depth, scholarly, pastoral, personal and practical, thematic, and how to reflect, right? Before it did that, so it gave me this, great, I'll do this in-depth analysis, Philippians chapter 2. The research was done in 9 minutes. So I want to pause here. This was not immediate. It thought, and I want to show you what it did. It went and found 27 sources, and it shows you its entire process. So it shows you here on the side all of the things that it did. And you can see, for me as a pastor, this saved me about 2 days of study, right? So this is not my sermon. We'll be really clear. I'm not preaching this. I did not preach this, but this was the days of study. And it shows you all the spaces where it went to. You can even see here, for example, I'm checking Thayer's for Philippians 2:1, notings to Hapax, and matching it to exhortation, admonition, encouragement. Like, it really went through and dove deep into the gospel, dove deep into all these different spaces to make sure it cross-referenced, to begin to reference people. And you can slow it down if you want, but I want you to see all the work that it did before it responded. Not just that, but it also gave you all the sources. So if you want to cross-reference the sources and take a look at the sources and see what was going on in the sources, it's amazing. I'm going to close this up, and this is what it did. It gave me all of this, and this to me was one of the best lexical studies I've ever seen personally. Deep, deep research. And you can slow it down if you want to see what it did. But it broke down the text. It gave me the meaning, the usage. It gave me Paul's context. And not just that, but then when it was done, it then began to give me like some next steps, like thinking through what Paul's intent was, thinking through the if-then structure, thinking through all this. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that it gave that really, really broke down what it did. Deep research is a great opportunity for those of you who are in college, for those of you who are doing research. Do not publish this type of work. I do not suggest publishing it. If you're going to do work that's like scholarly for university work, get your scholarly journals. That means go and look at, Scholar GPT and things like that, AI Thor. But this is a great, great starting point for deep engagement. I do know of a study where someone actually took this and put it out, and a professor used it and they got an A on a project. And those people are using deep research in that way. I think it's a great starting point. And to me, ChatGPT's deep research is the best one out there. So lastly, I want to talk through prompting. So I'll tell you this. You guys have heard me say this already, that it's not a matter of the tool. It's a matter of your prompting. That good prompts are going to get things done. Any tool that you use, you need good prompts. On my website, jrlester.com/prompts, I have a prompting sheet that actually goes through how to write good prompts. And I'll put a couple on this. I'll put a couple on the screen. And if you have, if you are on my website as well, one of the things that I give to you is the opportunity for you to understand, like, not just the prompting guidelines, but also if you go sign up on my website, jrlester.com/prompts, you not only get a prompting shortcut, but you also will get 100 free prompts for your church. So how you can have good prompts for your church and how to use good prompts at your church. All right. So you get 100 free church prompts, and on those prompts, you can take it, plug it in. And that's a way for you to actually train it as well as utilize it for your church as well. Here's our prompt sheet. Before I jump into that, my challenge to you is when you give a prompt to ChatGPT, here's the trick. Tell it to ask you 3 questions of clarity before it responds. Ask me 3 questions before you respond. That'll always help train the model and make sure you get great responses. Prompt framework. Here's the 3 I'm going to give you today, and then that'll be the end of our video. But the 3 I'm going to give you, you can get more. I have a whole bunch more on my website. Here's the 3 prompt guidelines I'm going to give you: RTF, tag, and rise. RTF, tag, and rise. RTF stands for act as a role, create a task, show a format. Tag, define the task, state the action, clarify the goal. And rise, specify the role, describe the input, ask for the output, describe the expectation. The reason these are important is you are telling ChatGPT exactly what you need. The examples I give you on the prompting sheet as well on my website is like act as a marketing strategist, create a social media campaign for a new product launch, show the campaign as a detailed calendar for the next 30 days. What ChatGPT is going to do is give you a table. It's going to give you content for the next 30 days, and it's phenomenal. If you're using a tag framework, define the task of creating a project plan for website redesign, identify key milestones and deliverables, clarify the goal of improving user experience SEO performance. Task, action, goal. And ChatGPT is going to be able then to put something together specifically for you. Now, if you put that in there and then put your business and you put your website and you put all of that into the prompt as well, it's going to be even better to give you a response. Lastly, rise. Your financial advisor. Analyze the client's data for the past 5 years. What are the steps needed to create retirement savings plans based on the data? Provide a detailed plan of recommendations for maximizing retirement savings. Role, input, steps, expectation. Also, after you get a response, do not just take the response you get. Take time to go through the response. Take time to respond, to have a conversation with it. Take time to reflect the response. Take time to follow up with the response. Challenge it. Tell it very clearly what you need and what you don't need. All right? One of the major things, I'm going to say this over and over, you don't need more tools. You need better prompting. And if we get better at prompting, it's going to accelerate a lot of the work you do. And that's where we get into agentic AI. Good prompts on those agents are going to change everything. But it's not the tool that you'll need more tools. Perfect your prompting. So that's ChatGPT, right? That's the interface. Experiment with it. Have some fun with it. I use it a lot. I use it a lot for most of the work that I do. I have conversations with it. I mean, I have a lot to do with my ChatGPT. My ChatGPT knows me fairly well. One of the cool things you can see, if you go into your phone's version of ChatGPT, you can actually see the memories it knows about you, and it's kind of creepy. I've seen people do funny things like, tell me a story about my future, all of that. ChatGPT is very powerful. Have some fun with ChatGPT. Experiment with it, and realize, again, this is not a real human. It's artificial intelligence. So you tell it what you need, get from it what you need. No, it's not a person. It's transactional. And so get what you need from it and move on for it. Right. So that's ChatGPT. Have some fun with it. Explore it. Shameless plug for me. So I created a GPT. So if you're a pastor on here, especially a Black pastor who's looking for a space for you to have a tool that's intentional, that's going to help you create sermons, cultivate lessons, study guides. One of the things I've done with this is that it will not write a sermon for you, but what it will do is take your sermon and repurpose it. It'll help you outline it. It'll give you lexiconal work, all of that type of stuff. And then also it'll always give you a lens of African-American liberation theology, culture exegesis and deconstruction. It's also built for marketing, built for media. It's built for all of that. And so whenever you ask for a sermon outline, it's not just going to give you a sermon outline. It's going to give you the study outlines. It's not just going to give you that. It's going to give you marketing plans and financial analysis. So it's built for pastors by a pastor. So have some fun in my GPT. Like it. Somebody gave me 3 stars. I'm still trying to figure out who that is. But please have some fun at Pastor GPT. Enjoy it. And then always, please feel free to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Have some fun building the community. I'm that tech pastor, Justin Lester. I pray this was helpful to you. Follow and subscribe for more. Like and subscribe for more. Share this video with somebody who needs it. Use it. Let me know in the comments what you what you've experimented with on ChatGPT. I didn't get to images and all of that. If you want to experiment with it there, but I'll show you some other image generators that are a little bit better than ChatGPT, like Midjourney and other places like Flux and Gamma. We'll get to that on our next videos. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. I'm the Tech Pastor. I'll see you soon. Peace.